nothing more. And yes, y'all, you are now in tune to the sound of the legendary foundation. Stop what you're doing and set it in motion. It's the next movement. You listen and stop what you're doing and set it in motion. It's the next. We got the ha-ha music, 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 the ha-ha music. Yo, 2 1 2, that's how we usually start. Once again, it's the thought, the Dalai Lama of the mic, the Prime Minister thought. This directed to whoever is listening, brains. Yo, the whole state of things in the world about to change. Black rain falling from the sky looks strange. The ghetto was red hot, stepping on flame. Yo, it's inflation on the price for fame, and it was all the same. But then the antidote came. The black thought, ill syllables out the fifth. This heavyweight rap, this I'm about to live like a father living with seed to sunlight. I plug in the mic, draw like a gunfight. I never use a cordless or stand before this. Sipping chlorophyll out of ill silver gauntlets. I'm like a faucet, monopolies the object. It ain't no way to cut this tap. You got to get wet. Your head's throbbing and I ain't said it yet. The move the next move, man. Come on. And yes, y'all, you are now in tune to the sound of the legendary foundation. Check it out. Yeah, you go. Listen and stop what you're doing and set it in motion. It's the next movement. You listen and stop what you're doing and set it in motion. It's the next movement. We got the music, the music, the music, the music, the music, the music, the music. Word up, the formation of words to fit. That's what I usually disturb you with. A lot of rappers never heard of this. I know half the time it is. You got the hell of what could you accomplish? Whether they skywriting your name or you anonymous. You be speechless for singing sinuses. The roots for your highnesses through your monitors. I built my crown, dimple down a diamond kiss. You need to buy a CD and stop rewinding this. I'm the finalist, sound like a rugged amethyst. And at your music conference, I'm the panelist. Listen close to my poetry, I examine this like an analyst to see if you can handle it. Check it out, you got rules, MCs, breathe, stand still. Nobody move unless you're dealing with the next movement. The P5 degrees I'm on you, man. I live my life nice, but I'm not true, man. You theatrical at the 4-way pay, this ain't rent. 100% straight out the basement. Spreading this across the planet on some next shit. How many people feeling this love? You shit? Sure. Stop what you're doing and set it in motion. It's the next movement. You listen and stop what you're doing and set it in motion. It's the next movement. We got the music, music, the 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 music, the
Welcome, everyone. It's great to see everyone. We're getting started in just a moment, but I'm going to invite our interpreters up to give us some instructions.
Hey everyone, we're going to be the interpreters for tonight. We are from Sensotle Language Justice Cooperative, and we're going to be providing simultaneous interpretation English to Spanish and Spanish to English.
Hola, buenas noches. Vamos a ser las intérpretes de esta noche y vamos a estar interpretando simultáneamente de español a inglés y de inglés a español.
So we will be using the Zoom interpretation function that should be on and will appear at the bottom of your screen as you see on the slide.
Entonces vamos a estar usando la interpretación por vía de Zoom. Si ves en la pantalla puedes ver cómo se va a ver, pero tienes un icono de un globito y que pone interpretación y que lo tienes ya visible abajo de la pantalla al lado de donde tienes las emociones.
So if you are accessing tonight's call from a laptop or a desktop computer, it will look like this on the left side of your screen.
Entonces, si estás en la computadora, lo verás cómo se ve en la parte izquierda de la pantalla.
And if you're accessing tonight's call from a phone, it will be looking like the right side of the screen.
Y si estás desde tu teléfono, se va a ver cómo se ve en la parte de derecha de la pantalla.
So there are 3 channels, and you can select which language you would like to participate the call in tonight. We have the English channel and the Spanish channel.
Entonces va a haber 3 canales y tú puedes elegir cómo participar en la llamada de hoy. Está el canal de inglés y el canal de español.
And there's also an off button for bilingual participants where you don't have to hear the interpretation.
Y luego tienes la opción de apagado si eres bilingüe y no quieres escuchar la interpretación.
So we're going to present some language justice practices just so we are all knowing how this will work.
Y vamos a presentar un poquito de las prácticas de justicia del lenguaje para que todo el mundo sepa cómo funciona.
So the first one we wanted to share is that we thank everyone in CoThink for creating this language justice space. We know that creating spaces like this is integral to movement building.
Queremos dar las gracias a CoThinKK por crear espacios como este. Creemos que espacios como estos son los espacios necesarios para el movimiento.
And we also have some guidelines that we wanted to share. So the first one is for folks to speak at a moderate pace. Since we will be simultaneously doing this, we want to make sure to capture your whole message.
Y queremos darle unas pautas para que sea hacer más accesible la interpretación. Como vamos a interpretarnos simultáneamente, les pedimos que por favor hable un poquito más despacio, a un ritmo más lento, para que nos dé tiempo a interpretar bien y para que todo el mundo entienda bien el mensaje.
And this is especially helpful when folks are reading. Please be mindful that we are transmitting your message.
Y esto sobre todo nos ayuda cuando las personas están leyendo un mensaje, nos ayuda a pasar bien el mensaje correcto.
We want to ask folks to speak one person at a time so we don't have to select which message to interpret.
Y también les queremos pedir que solamente hablen una persona a la vez para no tener que elegir a quién estamos interpretando.
And we've all been on Zoom calls, but just another reminder, mute your mic if you're not speaking. That way we reduce the amount of noise in the background.
Y yo creo que ya todas las personas tienen práctica con Zoom, pero un recordatorio es que por favor te pongas en silencio el micrófono si no estás hablando para intentar de no tener tanto ruido de fondo.
One good practice when working with interpreters is to say your name right before you say what you're going to say. This way, the people listening can differentiate between speakers.
También una buena práctica que nos ayuda es que cuando vayas a hablar, decir tu nombre y tu pronombre si quieres, y así las personas pueden diferenciar quién está hablando.
And just a reminder to breathe. This is helpful for us as interpreters when we need to switch interpreters, as well as for other folks to catch up with the message.
Y simplemente recordar de respirar cuando estén hablando. Esto nos ayuda a las intérpretes a darnos un poquito de tiempo y de cambiar de intérpretes entre las frases, pero también a todos los participantes a admitir bien el mensaje.
And please don't suffer in silence. If the interpretation is not working, just drop a message in the chat and we can support you in getting that up and running.
Y no sufran en silencio. Si tienen algún problema con la interpretación, escríbenoslo por el chat e intentaremos ayudarte lo antes posible para que puedas seguir bien la conversación.
And then just again, this is how to access interpretation. And once we get an okay from everybody, we'll be sure to start.
Y un último recordatorio de así es como van a llegar a la interpretación con ese icono que hay abajo de la pantalla y cuando todo el mundo esté en los canales correctos empezaremos la interpretación. Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patty and Monse. That was amazing. Sensole is awesome. This is Davia here. Make sure you are in the English or the Spanish channel. And I just wanted to give a brief Zoom webinar tutorial. So I'm going to share my screen. If you are an attendee, which almost all of you are, this is what it's going to look like. At the bottom of your screen, there'll be 3 options: chat, raise your hand, and Q&A. So I just wanted to let everybody know that it seems like everyone's already started using the chat, but if you want, you can switch it to all panelists and attendees, and you can use that as a way to get your voice in the room, because I know that because there's so many of us here, we can't have everyone's picture and mic on. So if you see your friend, if you see your family member, if you see your person up on the screen and you want to hype them up, feel free to put that in the chat. We're not going to be using raise your hand feature during this webinar. And if you have any technical support questions, we're asking that you put them in the Q&A box, and that will go directly to the panelist, aka me, and I'll make sure that your questions are answered in a timely manner, and especially put something in there if you're having trouble with the interpretation channel. Yeah, so feel free to use chat, give each other some claps, some virtual claps in the chat, and I'll turn it over to Tracy for opening remarks.
Thank you, Davia. Thank you, Monse. Thank you, Patty. So glad that you could be here with us tonight. So good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be with you this evening. Welcome to the 5th annual CoThink celebration event, interrupting the now and reimagining the future. My name is Tracy Green Washington with CoThink, and many of you know me, we're old friends. Just as a reminder before we get started, please feel free to share it on social media and take pictures and tag us on them as well. We love that. So just as a reminder, CoThink is a social change philanthropy organization that is committed to shifting the narrative of communities of color in Western North Carolina through strategic investments, systems change, and hard discourse. We're led by African American and Latinx leaders, and we're supported by allies. And through that support, we work collectively to drive change through 4 strategic pathways: through healing, through access to resources, through capacity building, and systems change. We were birthed out of asking a set of what-if questions and a deep desire to elevate and amplify the work that was already being led by leaders of color in Western North Carolina and create the space to see new efforts that would be needed to transform our communities for the future. This year's conference themes builds upon previous year's themes that moved us from connecting at the roots and anchoring ourselves in our shared beliefs to becoming we, to standing together as we, to last year where we focused on shifting the now and shaping the future. So as we celebrate these amazing leaders that are doing some amazing work, we have to acknowledge that we're doing this work against a critical backdrop of the impact of the pandemic, an explicit posture that is naming racial inequities, and that Black lives not only matter, but that structural inequities will no longer be tolerated. As we celebrate this year's theme of interrupting the now and reimagining the future, we are unapologetically shining a light, making new spaces for new innovation, and turning everyone's light bulb up even brighter so that we can collectively build the future and the world that we all desire to live in as we move forward. So given this year's theme, we felt that a keynote speech from just one person wouldn't do, that we really wanted to capture the dreams, the passions, and the perspectives across generations, and we felt like this was imperative. So it's my pleasure to introduce tonight our keynote speech panelists as we move into the program. So help me in welcoming Libby Cowles, Rob Thomas, and London Newton.
Good evening, co-thinkers. My name is Libby Cowles, and I use she, her pronouns. And we are a group of intergenerational organizers and activists working for the positive movement and liberation of all Black people. In my personal life, where I am seeking to interrupt the now and reimagine the future, is in primary education, economic equity, and community wealth building.
My name is Rob Thomas. I use he, him, and his pronouns, and I work with the Racial Justice Coalition, where I am shifting the now or interrupting the now and reimagining the future is advocating against systems that have been allowed to perpetuate harms against Black people for centuries. And there are many different things that we focus on to achieve this goal. One of the main things is information sharing vastly throughout our community here locally.
Hello, my name is London Newton. I use she, her pronouns. I am the student body president at UNC Asheville, as well as a member of Asheville for Justice, and where I'm trying to interrupt the now and reimagine the future is when we're looking at having a seat at the table, as well as in higher education and community care. So I'm going to be kind of facilitating like this conversation. And I want to start with, what does interrupting the now mean to you? What is the now and what does interruption look like? Do you want to start us out, Libby?
Sure. So the now for me is the realization that our children, Black children, and other children of color are treated inequitably in many of the systems that they are a part of, be that the education system or the health system. And looking at interrupting that now for me looks like us making sure that we are putting things in place. I don't believe in systems reform. I believe in blowing up systems and putting things in place that are meant and purposed to be equitable for all people. And so interrupting the now is recognizing which systems need to be destroyed and replaced, and which systems in which we can make improvements.
Rob, do you want to go?
Yes, for me, interrupting the now, first of all, I'd like to say interrupting now also means everything that Libby just stated, but also interrupting the now means fighting against the business as usual understanding that a lot of our politics involves with, and also going against the status quo and just being a watchdog around what's happening behind the scenes and identifying policy changes and opportunities for changes that can benefit us, and also identifying the individuals who have the decision-making power and information sharing with our community so that we are informed towards what the potentials that what the potential options are we have for these policy changes so that we can then direct actions to produce changes within these systems.
Yeah, so kind of like what you guys were both saying, when I think of interrupting the now, I think about interrupting the cycle of trauma and trauma responses, and not having trauma-informed community care, and interrupting that system and interrupting that complicity, and starting to focus on healing and trauma-informed care as a way to look into the future. I think interrupting the now means interrupting that consistency. So instead of seeing someone having a seat at the table as a good thing, seeing the destruction of that table as a good thing. And knowing that we're not going to be able to use the master's tools to dismantle his house. So,
oh, that is such a great statement. Could you repeat that?
Not using the master's tools to dismantle his house. It was not me, but it's an important one. We're not going to be able to seek liberation in a country built off of the blood and sweat of Black people by voting and through their electoral systems and through the systems that are in place. And so I think knowing that and seeing the reality of the situation, and learning the history and learning about how the world we're in impacts us all in a traumatic way. And because of that, all of our humanities are linked. It's kind of what I see as interrupting the now. I had a discussion with Thais Ruffin, which is a professor at UNC Asheville, about this a while ago, and she was talking about how all of our humanities are linked, and the subjugation of some people is the subjugation of all people, and how it impacts all of us, because complicity hurts your moral truths. Complicity is not good for your mental. It doesn't. It's not good for anyone. So yeah, and then also that fascism does not happen overnight, and we have to be continuously fighting systems in order to interrupt them. We can't wait for something to happen.
Yeah, and a part of that interrupting is acknowledging that every system in this country is built off of white supremacy and is systemically racist, just because of when they were put in place, because Black people weren't thought of as people at that time. So the educational system, the health system, the criminal justice system were all put in place with a thought that we were less than. And so how do we interrupt the now? We acknowledge that these systems are what they are, and we do what we can to break them apart or remove them, replace them.
Yeah, and also recognizing that these are not democratically elected systems.
Right.
Majority of our country's history, most people couldn't vote. That should show that is an example of how the very roots of our country were literally not made for and by the people. Because we didn't even get a choice in the reality that we're in and the basis that we're building off of. Rob, do you have anything to say about that?
No, I agree with most of what you all just discussed. We can move to the next question whenever you are ready.
Cool. So what does reimagining the future look like to you? Rob, do you want to start us off this time?
Sure. Reimagining the future for me looks like the disparities that we see every day are non-existent. And, just reimagining a whole world would take me hours to sit here and go over. But I'll give you a snapshot from the scene of this world of what it could look like. And before I do this, I want to state that, our prisons are used to judge the success of society, right? Each individual inside of prison is an example of how society has failed them. Each individual has their own story, and most likely each individual has been failed by our systems repeatedly before they were incarcerated. And so in my just society, first of all, prison would, it may still exist, but it would be 1 or 2 per state, because the population would be so drastically reduced. And the form of prison that I would envision is a place where people would go to and they would receive tools that they could use to come back and be successful in their endeavors in society. And also deeper than that, it would be a place where individuals are receiving assistance and rehabilitation from the traumas that they received that caused them to do the things that ended up landing them in prison in the first place. So, you know, that's just one snapshot. It would look completely different. It would not be this punitive entity. It would be this thing where people would go to and learn and be educated and also heal and be able to take a piece of the liberty that was promised to them within this country.
Yeah, and like find that into like trauma-informed care. I think most people have read Why Prisons Are Obsolete, or at least heard of it. And I don't remember the exact quote, but there was this like really amazing part of it where she was saying basically like, instead of asking why someone did something, asking how you contributed to a world where people are traumatized in the way that they act that way. And I think that that's a way, like talking about how our humanities are linked, like when we talk about how some people should not have the rights and like we take away people's humanity and like separate them, remove them from society instead of like loving them in the way that we should, and thinking about like what conditions did we create for people to do the things that they do, or cause the harm they do, or what kind of world did we create where we think that this is something harmful, or we think that this is something to put people away for. I think gives us all a sense of responsibility in like liberation movements, and makes it harder to try and cast away other people's humanity.
Yeah, so when I think of reimagining the future, for me, it's very important that we dismantle systems and put systems in place that are meant to care for, educate, and be equitable for all people, for all citizens. Doesn't matter your race, your sexual orientation, none of those things are important, because these systems would be built in a way that encompasses equity for all. It's very important that as we continue to reimagine the future, the biggest thing for me is I don't want to see my daughter 10 years from now or 15 years from now fighting the same fight that I fought, that her grandmother has fought, that our great grandparents fought. Like there has to be change, and that change has to be measurable, and it has to be effective. And it really looks like a world or a society, speaking specifically for the United States, where there is no longer a good old boy network. There's no political maneuvering that keeps certain people in the poverty sector, because that's how capitalism works. You have to have a poor, you have to have a middle class, and you have to have the upper echelon. And that looks like changing that reality for people.
And then why do you guys think that imagination is important or vital? I kind of want, if I can start, like I know for me, it's, I think whenever we talk about radical ideas, which I loved the Angela Davis quote, radical simply means to grab something at the root. Like that just means that we actually want to address the issue instead of putting a Band-Aid on it. And I think that's like why imagination is so important, because I think a lot of the times when we're working with like the politics of things, and it's something like I've seen as like a student leader in higher education, which is like a white supremacist organization, like you have to like do all these maneuvering and like quid pro quo just to get things done that like should happen anyway. And it's because people say that things aren't realistic, but things are only not realistic if we say they are. And like, and it's no one saying things are going to happen in one generation. Like everything you do and everything you're in was because of someone 3 generations before you, and everything that happens 3 generations later is just something you did. And I think like it's just so important that we like have the imagination to like love each other radically, love our communities radically, and like imagine that it's possible to live in a future where we all have humanity and like we all notice how our humanities are linked. Oh, you're not.
Sorry about that. So for me, I think that it's important to have an imagination, because in order for you to believe something can happen, you have to first be able to imagine that it can happen. And so if we can't imagine our liberation, we'll never obtain that liberation. And so it's very important that we be able to take that thing that's very deep in our mind that we dream of, that we see repeatedly, and that we're able to actualize it. And so imagination is the gateway to realization.
Yes, for me, why do I think imagination is important? Literally everything you see in creation that was created by man started out as a thought. Somebody's imagination conceived the notion in which put things in action within reality that cause this object or policy or whatever it is that exists to then come into fruition. You know, imagination is very important to our realities. You know, our human brains are made up in the sense that every thought that you think produces chemicals within your brain receptors that also affect your magnetic field. And you know, everything is literally energy. Everything is made up of atoms, which is neutrons, electrons, and protons, orbiting around a nucleus, and everything in essence can communicate with each other. You know, atoms have been scientifically proven to communicate. So your thoughts actually produce responses to the reality around you. So thinking has direct implications or ramifications to what your reality looks like around you. You know, if Harriet Tubman did not imagine that slaves could be free and imagine a way to free then said slaves, a lot of slaves would not have been emancipated through that route. If Nat Turner would have never imagined what his freedom would look like, he would have never fought so hard to obtain it. I can go down the line through so many different individuals that have had amazing impacts on the realities we live today. I guarantee you all of it started out with their imagination.
Exactly. I think that we are like right at our little time limit. Does anyone have any last thoughts they want to do before we close things?
I just want to say to all those co-thinkers out there that if you can believe it, you can achieve it, and to know that we are all working together to make this world a better place for all people, and that if you have an opportunity to become a part of a great organization like CoThink, you should take advantage of it.
I think that's an awesome closing for this. Thank you guys for listening, and enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Thank you so much, Libby, Rob, and London. I couldn't help as you were talking to just pick out some of the things that just kind of bubbled up for me that I heard from your speech. Dismantling the system, direct action to produce change, interrupting trauma, interrupting complicity. Then on the other side of it, really supporting healing, sustainable change, grab something at the root, and the power of imagination. Thank you so much for those beautiful words. I really, really appreciate that. And it really sets the tone as we move into the next segment of the celebration of honoring our community leaders. So I know that you're getting really excited. So we find ourselves at the portion of the program where we are ready to recognize our community leaders, our allies, and next generation leaders. We created the Community Leadership Awards as a means to highlight the efforts of unsung leaders that are often invisible in our communities and that are doing the heavy lifting in our communities and in the work. We've had the honor since CoThink's inception to highlight over 100 plus community leaders. And I know that there's many, many more, and we look forward to highlighting them as well. The CoThink Leadership and Next Generational Award honors community leaders of color who are playing a critical role in the social change ecosystem of Western North Carolina and are working to shift the narrative of communities of color. And in particularly with the Next Generation Award, we're honoring leaders that are under the age of 21. The additional category that we have for our CoThink Ally Award, and it honors community leaders that are working alongside and in partnership with communities of color, and we want to honor them as well. These leaders were nominated directly by community for their extraordinary work, their role, and the leadership that they've exhibited towards tackling really hard and vexing issues in our communities. They represent weavers and bridgers and healers, all working in a courageous way to push for positive change in our community. And as we stand in solidarity with leaders that are doing amazing work in our community, we want to first honor all the leaders that were nominated through a beautiful piece by Phyllis Utley. And then we will move into honoring individual leaders in each category.
Greetings, greetings. My name is Phyllis Utley, Anakusa Kofuri Chiki, or Lady Sunshine. I'm so happy to be with you this evening. I'm so grateful for the amazing people that are being celebrated this evening and highlighted. Thank you to those who are watching. Thank you for the work that you're doing. And without all of us, the work just can't be done. We all have a unique talent, gifts, and ability, and together we rise. Together we do this. Thank you to all of us. Some things money can't buy, like the value that you bring. Your gifts and your talents, great attitude and energy. Your integrity can't be measured. Your presence is the true treasure. You are priceless, the voice of prosperity. All the riches in the world come in perfect timing. With all that you give, get ready to receive. No big me, no little, you know I am team. You're an essential part of what we need to succeed. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All the work that you do. All the work that you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Just wanna celebrate you. 'Cause you're the true value, value. Oh, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. And all the work that you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Just wanna celebrate you. 'Cause you're the true value, value, value. There's enough for all of us, abundance all around. The richness that you invest comes back like seeds sprouted out the ground. The way you show out, consistent integrity. You know it all flows back to you, your fam and community. Pouring in from every direction, perfect opportunities at the perfect time. Team player and a leader, may your wealth be multiplied. No big me, no little, you know I am team. You're an essential part of what we need to succeed. Say we appreciate you and all the work that you do. All the work you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Cause you're the true value, value. Oh, we appreciate you and all the work that you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Cause you're the true value, value. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. All the work that you do. All the work you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Just wanna celebrate you. 'Cause you're the true value, value. Some things money can't buy, like the value that you bring. Your gifts and your talents, great attitude and energy. Your integrity can't be measured. Your presence is the true treasure. You are priceless, the voice of prosperity. All the riches in the world come in perfect timing. With all that you give, get ready to receive. No big me, no little, you know I am team. You're an essential part of what we need to succeed. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And all the work that you do. All the work that you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Just wanna celebrate you. 'Cause you're the true value, value. Oh, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. And all the work that you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Celebrate you. 'Cause you're the true true value, value. There's enough for all of us, abundance all around. The richness that you invest comes back like seeds sprouting out the ground. The way you show out, consistent integrity. You know it all flows back to you, your fam and community. Pouring in from every direction, perfect opportunities at the perfect time. Team player and a leader, may your wealth be multiplied. No big me, no little, you know I am T. You're an essential part of what we need to succeed. Say we appreciate you and all the work that you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Cause you're the true value, value. Oh, we appreciate you and all the work that you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Cause you're the true value, value. We appreciate you. And all the work that you do. All the work you do. Just wanna celebrate you. Just wanna celebrate you. Cause you're the true value, value.
Let's congratulate all the Leadership Award nominees. Know that we see you, we appreciate you, we honor you. This year, we've had the opportunity and pleasure to have 9 leaders total that we will award leadership awards to. And so I want to make space for them to share their acceptance speech.
Good evening, everybody. I am Renee White, President of the East End Valley Street Neighborhood Association. And tonight, I am very honored to be a recipient of a CoThink Award. I am sitting at Stevens Lee High School, which is our historic only Black high school that was in Asheville, North Carolina. I also represent this community, and I'm proud tonight to be sitting here in front of this establishment. I'd like to say thank you to God, first off, for giving me the resources, the talent, and the blessings that He has provided me with to be able to be a community leader and a good activist in Asheville, North Carolina. Thank you to my family who's always supported me, who've always been there through everything that I've done, who've always lifted me up when I was feeling down, and who's always been there to hold my hand as I go through life's challenges. Thank you to my friends who supported me in this effort. Thank you to everyone who voted for me for the CoThink Award. And thank you to CoThink for thinking of leaders.
Hi, my name is Rob Thomas. Thank you for nominating and selecting me to be a recipient of the Leadership Award. It has been an honor for me to be named alongside so many of my role models and local legends. I want to also thank the multitudes of leaders within our community who were not nominated as well. I would like to leave you all with a quote from Mae Carol Jemison, an engineer, physician, and former NASA astronaut. Never be limited by other people's imaginations. Thank you.
Ready? Hi, this is Yvette Jives. I'm the owner of HERS. I am so excited and humbled to receive the Community Award, Community Leadership Award from CoThink. Thank you so much for nominating me. Thank you, community, for nominating me. HERS stands for Health, Education, and Resources. The focus is around women diagnosed with ovarian cancers and their families impacted by this disease. Please go to my website, hersnc.org, and look at our products, look at our programs, look at the frequently asked questions, the resources, and let me know how I can help you. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Tamari Sims, and I was nominated and awarded for CoThink's Community Leader Awards. I want to thank Miranda for nominating me and Deborah Miles for getting me where I am today, teaching me how to figure out what I want and how to get the resources I need. I want to thank the community for allowing me in their space to do the work that I'm doing within food justice. And I also want to thank CoThink for uplifting folks who are doing the good work in the community and helping them be seen. It is an honor to be alongside all these nominees who are doing drastic work that is needed in our community in Asheville and Western North Carolina. And I want to say how grateful I am that they're amazing people who we are all working towards a community that is healthy, sustainable, and supported. So thank you so much.
Hi, CoThink. This is Kimmy Hunter. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, neighbors and community partners for this award. It's uncomfortable because my life is in service to you. Your dreams, your families, your heartache, your concerns, they're my concerns. I take them on not as a burden, but as a gift to uplift you and to let you know that some nerdy girl like me has your back when you need her. And to be honored and recognized by you is really wild to me. I don't understand it. And yet, I say with all humility, where you go, I go. And trust always, Kimmy.
Thank you for this recognition, for your leadership award. I am encouraged by it. To lead is to teach is to heal, all of this by example. I grew up among church and community leaders who taught that you can't lead where you won't go. Today's challenges are greater than anything we've faced before. And so as leaders, we must face them with courage. We must face them with knowledge. We must face them in person and as healers. Thank you so much. Be encouraged. Ashe.
I'm so honored to not only be nominated, but also selected for the 2020 CoThink Ally Award. This work that I get to do in McDowell County just means the absolute world to me. Thank you to everybody that voted for me. Thank you to everybody that I work with. I can commit right now that I will continue being an ally in every community that I participate with. This work just means the absolute world to me, and it's been the best work I've ever got to be a part of in my life. So thank you for recognizing the work, and thank you for being present for all of these great social justice changes that we are making together. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Seth Bellamy and I'm a current senior at SOSA. I want to thank CoThink for awarding me the Next Generation Community Leader Award. It really means a lot to be recognized for my successes, but also for my work that I'm doing within the community as we continue to strive for equity. Overall, it is very important for us as a community to understand that we are all in this together. And I really appreciate CoThink for taking the initiative to be a benefactor for many of the groundwork that we are doing to ensure that everyone is able to have access to resources and to things that meet their needs. Overall, during such a tumultuous time, it is important to maintain this idea of hope. And CoThink is able to continue and perpetuate that idea by giving people the hope and the ability to continue to do their work and do it flawlessly. So I want to thank CoThink for taking the initiative and doing so and awarding me such an amazing honor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miranda Williams, and I really just want to say thank you all for this amazing opportunity. It was an honor to even be nominated for your grant, so to actually be receiving it is amazing, like a loss for words. I do really want to say that the work that you all do is so important. The fact that you even acknowledge youth to me was outstanding. To even be nominated for something like this, a lot of times our community overlooks the youth and how much wisdom they hold. And the fact that you all took that extra step and went out and nominated not only me, but one of my peers, it really spoke to me. I've done CoThink before. I did Black Girl Magic 2 times, so I have certificates and whatnot, and everything you guys stand for is amazing. So I'm really honored to be part of this. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much. Let's make sure we congratulate our leadership awardees one more time. You know, when I get to this part of the program every year, I'm always just beginning to get so emotional and choked up. And I think this next segment that we're moving into for the program is no exception. So I have the honor to introduce the Kelly Goins Legacy Award. This is such a special award to me and many of us that we give out each year to grantees. Kelly Goins was a founding member of CoThink and an amazing, amazing warrior in our community. She was instrumental in supporting and elevating countless organizations and leaders across our community. It was a huge loss to our family, to our community, when she lost her battle with cancer. So it's important that we continue to honor Kelly every day and every moment because of who she was and who she is. Her generosity, her passion, her selfless commitment to each of us. So in her name, every grant recipient receives an additional $500 stipend in honor of Kelly and her work for self-care, professional development, and to just invest in making special moments and celebrating you and your family. In this spirit, I would like to invite Raymond Goins, which is Kelly's husband, Kelly's two brothers, and Kelly's beautiful son, Rylan, to provide some remarks before we award the grants.
Hello, my name is Raymond Goins, and tonight I present to you the 2020 Kelly Goins Legacy Award. This award epitomizes what it takes to believe in yourself and others. Each of you are receiving this award because you are consistently providing a great product or service, also solving complex problems in the midst of adversity. Thank you so much for your passion, dedication, and tireless work ethic. I applaud you, I respect you, I salute you, and I wish you nothing but continued success and absolute abundance. God bless.
Hello, My name is Leon Burlington Jr., and it is an honor to present you the 2020 Kelly Goins Legacy Award. Kelly was my older sister, and she was the best role model that any younger sibling could ever dream of having. She stressed the values of respect, compassion, and honesty at every turn of her life. For that reason, this award epitomizes what it means to believe in yourself and others in your community. You all are deserving of this award because you provide a much needed service or product while solving complex problems in the midst of adversity. The work that you are doing is creating an immediate and long-lasting social impact in your respective community. Just know that your passion, dedication, and tireless work ethic are much appreciated. I wish you all continued success, prosperity, and absolute abundance. God bless.
Hello, my name is Lylan Goins, and it is an honor to present to you the 2020 Kelly Goins Legacy Award. This award means that you believe in yourself and others in your community. You deserve this award because you care about others and love them. You love. Good night.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Vines, and I'd like to take a moment to congratulate all of the recipients for the grant, as well as the Kelly Goins Legacy Award. It is my absolute honor to have experienced Kelly as, first and foremost, my sister, and it truly brings me joy to celebrate your hard work in her name. This award represents a tireless work ethic and a true and genuine desire to serve your community. Kelly was always extremely passionate about building nonprofit organizations that she felt would impact our communities for the better. That was truly her focus and one of her greatest aspirations in life. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for the work that you do and continue to do to continue in her footsteps. It really means a lot. And I know she's watching over us all. Peace and love and many blessings to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Goins family. We have so much gratitude that you were willing to share Kelly with us. She's made such an indelible mark on all of us, and we keep her with us in our heart and our work, and we honor her continuously in every inch of our walk in doing this work. With that being said, let's build upon this beautiful work in the memory of Kelly by celebrating the amazing work of all the grant applications, starting with a video compiled by Naima Harrell, who is my goddaughter and who's just someone just very special.
Bless up. It's your boy, Change Agent Cooper.
My name is Shaniqua Samuel.
Hello, my name is Yvette Jives.
My name is Julia McDowell.
My name is Alina Eder.
My name is Rasul Sababa.
Hi, I am Nina, aka DJ Mommy.
I'm Elizabeth Lachey Garland.
This is DJ Lecky.
Hello, my name is Nakanda Garcia.
My name is Ramona Young.
My name is Rob Thomas.
My name is Jasmine, and I am a yoga teacher here in Asheville.
My name is Julio Dordoya. I'm part of the team of JM Pro TV.
Hello, my name is Alice Dixon. I'm a peer support specialist, and I'm a recovery coach.
My name is Katie Bulow. I'm a licensed clinical mental health counselor.
My name is Bianca Craig, and I'm a Latina therapist here in Western North Carolina.
Hello, my name is Janelle, and I'm the program manager for YT Illustrated Program.
I'm an innovator who has the opportunity to bring value to my community.
My name is Lavita Logan. I'm the project consultant for People on the Move for 04. And this is Kimberly Chambers. She is the team leader for the People on the Move for 04. Hello, my name is Benito Garcia. I am representing Hola Carolina, a nonprofit organization based out of Asheville, North Carolina, serving the western counties of the state.
I'm Sangoma Oludoye of the Kindred of Sangoma. And our beloved Kindred is a very proud alliance of cultural and sacred activists for skills and wilderness educators, gardeners, farmers, social entrepreneurs.
We are a group of 7 Hispanics living in Henderson County, interested in forming the first farm cooperative owned by workers and led by undocumented and people of color.
My name is Pati Guerra.
Trabajo como coordinadora en raíces.
Hola, mi nombre es Mayra y trabajo como coordinadora en raíces.
The issue that impact our community is the lack of resources and the financial support of each other in our community.
Solid Ground is a program that I designed after working with biological parents in foster care system. My target audience is the parents that have children in foster care and are trying to navigate the system to get them returned to their homes.
We have an advocacy team, which is comprised of about 1,250 volunteers. The idea is to get the individuals that are within these work groups that are currently working with the Racial Justice Coalition that have extreme expertise in these areas to start mentoring people of color so that these people of color can then take on the mantle of mentorship or take the skills that they gain and acquire and go work with another organization.
Been with Just Folks since 2007. We came up with the mural, and we all decided that it'd be good to have history because that's something that we don't have. And that's something that we're trying to keep is the history.
As one member said, our souls are in the dirt here, but that is not reflected in the dominant historical narrative of Oakwood. The group is working to unify the community, build pride, make visibility, and lift up calls for racial and economic justice.
A lot of our kids, a lot of our young adults don't have that additional support because they come from single parent households a lot of times, right? So we're gonna come in, and since they ain't got Pawpaw and Uncle Jay, Operation Gateway.
I have an initiative called Change the Rubric, which is designed to help our children, especially our youth, reimagine what success means and tailor it to what it means based on their individual gifts.
Raíces es un programa cultural en el que participan niños de 3 escuelas.
El impacto que queremos dar con esta iniciativa es que los niños no se sientan solos a pesar de estas situaciones en las que estamos viviendo. Y estamos trabajando para mantenerlos en comunicación con sus amigos y con sus raíces.
March of 2020, the world has changed as we know. What COVID has done most often is highlight the inequities that exist for Black and brown people in America. YTL seeks to level the playing fields for participants who may not have the wealth needed to be a part of community pods aimed at academic and social support.
Especially when it comes to music, our youth don't have that many outlets out here, especially here. And then when I think about hip hop and R&B, we don't have a helm for it.
The mission of Slay the Mic is to provide a source of information, entertainment, music, and news while celebrating culture, community, and creativity by amplifying voices.
The economic vulnerability, a pace of life full of pressure and low quality food, is affecting the health and quality of life of our people. Access to healthy and nutritious food is becoming a privilege and not a right. Our initiative is oriented towards reclaiming and regaining the knowledge, autonomy, and power to produce and consume nutritious and healthy foods.
There's tons of food that are donated with charities and grocery stores that are not being distributed throughout our community. The initiative is to reach the community in homes that are not able to get access to these resources.
I currently hold a master's degree in public health and intend to use my learning and my relationship with my Heavenly Father in order to disrupt the food system by way of addressing food insecurity among families of color living here in Western North Carolina.
Moving forward in 2020, I want to host retreats for Black organizers here in Asheville, and I want to be able to do that
free and or low cost for them.
Our initiative aims to foster deep nature connection, a safe space for Black and Brown folks to be visible in nature.
Really, we believe that being connected to nature is a basic human need and right, and we all need to have access to it.
We bring good medicine to the people by sharing and teaching reconciliation in the church of nature and all our relations.
This region of the state suffers from something that is called information poverty, which is the lack of resources invested into local journalism, but it's more than that, it's also the lack of access. When you add a language barrier to that, it creates a large gap of inequality, and that is precisely what Hola Carolina is trying to tackle with this initiative.
At the moment, COVID-19 has created a growing health crisis in Western North Carolina Latinx community. We want to change the narratives that denigrate our Latinx community and reimagine a system where the Latinx community can have access to information and opportunities.
A Therapist Like Me is a nonprofit 501c3 dedicated to connecting minority-identifying clients to minority-identifying therapists, advancing therapists of color, providing financial gifts to minority-identifying clients for psychotherapy, reducing societal stigma surrounding mental health, and supporting our community.
Some issues that affect the Latinx community in our area are language barriers, income inequity, gentrification, discrimination, and seeking culturally competent and compassionate support from organizations. Consulta works to fill in these gaps and provide support for things like attorney referrals, navigating applications for passports or identification, translating important documentation, and accompaniment or advocacy when appropriate.
If your doctor doesn't say, you know what, you've got a history of ovarian cancer, with your problems and the fact that we can't resolve these issues and it's been a couple of months, let's have that CA-125 test. If you are aware of the tests that involve, you can advocate for yourself. We have to address racial disparities, healthcare disparities, economic disparities, and mobility, leadership disparities. But we have to address the mindset also. Racism is real, systemically, and we have to make sure that that's understood, and we do that by uplifting our voice.
Shared power is a cultivated value that can help us grow powerful.
Wow. I just want us to just yell into the chat really quickly. Y'all see all the amazing work that we have to celebrate in our region. So many beautiful people, beautiful ideas. Just yell into the chat, however you want to do it. We have to celebrate. We have to take this moment in because this is work coming from our community. These are our folks. This is what's transforming our community. Yes, yes, clap, clap. Yes, yes. So as we move into the grant awardees, it's important for me to state that CoThink believes that having access to resources to do this heavy lifting in community is critical, and it's a priority for us. It can make the difference in seeding and moving ideas forward. It can make the difference in deepening the impact of key strategies and providing more space to be innovative. And in this moment, And in this movement, we need all of that. This year, we had the pleasure to partner with community to create space to support ideas, initiatives, and leaders that are working intentionally to interrupt and reimagine systems and change in our community. And to that end, we have the honor to extend support to 11 organizations representing an investment of $44,000. Now, I'm just going to stop there for just a moment because many of you who've been there with us from the beginning know that our first grants were for $4,000. So $44,000. But it doesn't stop there. We know that additional support is needed as we're asking leaders to do more, to take risks, to be bolder. So we've committed to each applicant, not just the grant recipient, but each applicant that applied for the grant, which we had a total of 26 applications, that each will receive 6 hours of leadership coaching support from coaches certified by Coach Diversity Institute, which is a national coaching institute and program that's focused on equity and inclusion and diversity. This represents an additional $24,000 investment on top of the $44,000. So I'm gonna let you take that in. But it does not stop there. We also invested an additional $36,000 in building the capacity of coaches of color in our own hometown so that they could continue to support leaders through CoThink going forward. This represents a total investment in our community this year of over $104,000. I want you to take that in. This year, a total of $104,000. Let's celebrate our grant awardees and move into giving them the opportunity to highlight their acceptance speeches.
Hi, Katie Bulow here with A Therapist Like Me, and on behalf of our team, we would like to both accept and thank CoThink for allowing us to be recipients of this award. We know it's going to help a lot of people, just the grant in and of itself, and also just to think about the people and time and energy it took from both the A Therapist Like Me side to apply for the grant, and on the flip side, the CoThink side to have this grant accessible and come to fruition. It's pretty phenomenal to think about all of these people helping our community. And so to be a part of that, I don't have any words. It's pretty great. So thank you.
On behalf of YPM staff and participants, we want to say thank you.
Por la oportunidad que nos dan, tomamos en cuenta para esta beca, la cual nos permitirá seguir creciendo y progresando, pero también en las cuestiones agrícolas, las cuales nos mantendrán para nuestro futuro. Gracias.
Love and respect. It's your boy Change Agent Cooper. Just here to say thank you so much for supporting this vision. You know, it's because of the resource that you're making available that Operation Gateway is going to launch. And I'm just grateful because of the way that y'all operate, the way that we operate with CoThink. You know, we're innovatively filling gaps. We're thinking outside the box, you know, and including those people who are doing the work. You know, it means a lot because in this day and age, there's a lot of people that be at these tables and they don't invite the people that's doing the work. Somebody told me if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. You heard? But that ain't how CoThink operates. And I appreciate y'all valuing those who are doing the work and undergirding the work. Thank you so much for this award. And I am definitely looking forward to some self-care. May God bless Ms. Goins' soul. But thanks for all you do, CoThink.
Hi, CoThink family, community. Hola, familia de CoThink y comunidad. This is Bianca Gregg. I just wanted to say thank you so much for gifting me with this grant and for trusting me to do work that I love and to share out. I just feel really honored and thankful to be able to move forward with visions that I've been wanting to do since I've moved to Asheville about 5 years ago, actually almost 6, and it just feels really supportive and wonderful to be in community with folks that believe in what I am wanting to support others with, which is healing. So very thankful and appreciating so much the trust and the love. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alice Dixon, and I would like to thank CoThink for giving me the funds to help me complete my program and put it out into the community. This is such an exciting time right now, and there's so many things going on. And I really believe that my program will help a lot of people do their work and peel back the layers and start the healing process. So I really would like to thank CoThink for giving me this opportunity to help it all come into fruition. And I would just like to say thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. We just want to say thank you so much to CoThink. You have no idea what this is going to do and how it's going to amplify so many people in our community.
Thank you so much. We've had so many things come to fruition since you guys, since we last applied for this grant. I think you guys will be very impressed with what this grant will do and the things you will see come out of Flavor Mike here in the next few months.
And we promise that we will continue to do the hard work to be presenting with the community. With your help, it is just going to get bigger and greater. Thank you so much. And we plan on continuing to display this blessing that you have blessed upon us and to our community at large. Thank you.
Hi, CoThink. It's Nakonda Garcia with Change the Rubric. And I just want to say I am so honored to be awarded with the CoThink grant to fund my ideas and support in the community who Change the Rubric. I sincerely have gratitude for the way CoThink continues to evolve and show up and create spaces for those that normally don't have a voice. I wish it the best. I see the evolution just continue to adapt and address gaps in the system, and I am forever grateful to be a part of that. And all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue the good work and move the community forward with common goals around social justice and breaking down barriers and inequities. Much love.
Hello, my name is Yvette Jives. I am so super excited to receive this grant from CoThink. This grant is going to be utilized in so many different areas for strategizing, for creating visual websites, for redoing the connective phase of what HERS is all about and getting it out there to the community. Thank you again for this grant. It will be utilized appropriately. Please go to my website at hersnc.org and read all about HERS and what we're providing for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, CoThink, for believing in me, giving me this opportunity, listening to me, and helping me to move forward with something that I believe in. I look forward to meeting each of you that are going to be involved with my portion of this. Thank you.
Let's celebrate all of the grant awardees. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, what's amazing about this beautiful cohort of grantees and everybody that we've had the pleasure to honor tonight is that it will take all of us to reimagine what our future needs to look like. And I feel so honored that I'm in the company and get the partner and that we're invited into your work. We have so much gratitude for you. We have so much appreciation for you. But before I call up Miss Nakanda Garcia to close us out. And when I say close us out, that doesn't mean you leave. We actually got a good party going after this. So do not log off. We got a great surprise for you. I want to do a couple of things. I want to thank a couple of folks. I want to first thank all of you for showing up, for committing and supporting each other. It's important at this moment that we work in a way that's about building a collective, about building strong networks, and then about sharing and building power together. I want to thank the Goins family again for giving and allowing us to have Kelly and for her to have touched so many of us over the course of knowing her. I want to thank the CoThink family for coming together to bring this event together and showing up and giving your time, talent, and treasure every single day. And for countless others who delivered bags to all of you to show our appreciation. And if you got one of those beautiful bags, make sure you take a picture and tag us on it on Facebook. It would just bring them a lot of gratitude. I'd like to thank Davia for the heavy lift, the organizing, and making sure that everything could come together. I'd also like to thank Sinzotle Language Justice Co-op for being our partner over and over again, to ensuring that we are making sure that we are operating in a way that allows us to be a language justice organization. And lastly, I want to thank some folks that are behind the scenes that you don't know, you may have not met, but made this possible, and that's the Eldridge Media company. We have Eldridge that is helping us, as well as Stephen that's helping us to ensure that the evening was able to run smoothly. So let's give them a round of applause, okay? I want to invite Nakanda Garcia up so that she can share a little bit about CoThink and close us out in the CoThink style. Nakanda?
Hello, CoThink fam. Ooh. Can you all hear me?
We hear you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, you have filled my heart. I am so full right now. I'm smiling from ear to ear. Thank you for creating this space, Tracy and Davia, who's been working behind the scenes so intensely. This is beauty. This is, I told y'all I had my Wakanda motif on today because it feels empowering every time I'm in the space with you all. And it's only because of the uniqueness that CoThink brings that connects us in a way that we are actually building upon each other and nurturing each other and solidifying the connections and building and growing together. So I just want to take this moment to say thank you, but also to invite anyone who is interested in joining in a bigger way to either become a member or to donate. I think Davia will put the links into our chat. So please think about what you have to give. If you have anything to give, I think everyone does. We all have gifts. We all have talents. We all have something that was seeded in us before we even came out of the womb that will lighten up someone else's path. If you haven't found it, please look inside because it's there. It's there. We are all gifted in some capacity, and the gift is not for you. It's for the people that surround you. So please take that opportunity to join us in this circle, to give your energy and your light that was innate in you. And we want to share it. So I think the links are in the chat, or they will be soon. And the one thing I want to point out, you all, is the gift of CoThink, which makes it even more powerful from a lot of other given circles, is the one thing that we do ourselves, which is to seed ourselves. We're not always asking for money from other people. We put in our seeds first, and we pay our dues as an investment in one another. And then we only take any other grants or funding if it fits our mission, which is one, to do what we want to do. We're not following, I think one of the keynote speakers, I love that she said, we're not going to use the master's tools. We're not about that up in here. We don't use the master's tools either. So we always are thinking and being innovative while we're moving ourselves forward and moving forward as a collective. So if you want to become a member, please do so. You can find the link in the chat, or you can go to the CoThink website. If you just want to donate, maybe you don't have the time to invest the skills and the talents that you have, but you just want to give because you believe in the cause, hey, do that too. Like Tracy says, we want all the money. We want all the money. It don't matter how it comes. So just pennies, change, dollar, you can drop it off at the door. You can go ahead and do Cash App. You can do something, whatever. We take it all. But have you at the table because your actual feedback, thought processes, interpretation of the world as we move through it is the most valuable thing that we can have in order to understand each other and moving forward. So without further ado, look, Tracy, I'm ready to party. You said we're going to party. I'm ready to party. I'm ready to party. Y'all already had me juiced up. Y'all had me juiced up in the middle, in the beginning. I was like, what? Y'all better be glad y'all didn't put that screen on. Y'all would have seen somebody acting a fool. But with that being said, I love you all. Congratulations to our leaders in the work. Continue to do the work. I see so many familiar faces. Guys, please continue to link up so that we can network together. That's the one thing that I think sometimes
is missing is a collective way to connect, and so that we know what each other's doing. And CoThink is a space where we continue to do that. So please, I welcome conversations. We all do. Let's keep it together.
Thank you so much, Nicole. So Davia, are you gonna take it away for us so we can have the DJ start that beat?
Yeah, I'm gonna try something crazy. Wait a second, Steven. I'm gonna try something crazy, and I know this is a Zoom webinar, but whoever sticks around with us, I'm gonna try and get everyone's face and video on the screen. So most all of y'all right now are attendees. And I'm gonna promote everyone to a panelist. And that way I think we'll be able to see everyone's face and video, and then we'll play our dancing DJ set. And you're gonna stick around for however long you want to. It's completely optional. And we'll just dance and we'll look at each other. We'll do it differently than if we were in person, but it'll still be fun. All right, okay. We've never done this on a webinar before, so bear with me. Steven, you can play the DJ set again, and then I'll go into the attendee chat. And if you don't want your video up, it's totally fine to keep your video off and your microphone off. That's totally fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shaky, Gibson, and the Shakerette.
All I'm fan say, shake it like a Shakerette. Come on, Penny. Don't break no penny.
Those glasses, Kim.
Videotape. Let me stand what you're trying to do. Trying to keep me in the view. Love for you all over town. Run around. Try to get find me. I need to know if you're feeling me. Oh, let's take it
Now you're doing it.
So sweet. I'm gonna know where to get you. So sweet. You got that honey, you're running from me. You're anytime, you got that honey, stop acting funny. You're anytime, you got that.
You so gifted. I don't want no one else to ever love me. You are my shining star, my shining light, my love fantasy. There's not a minute, hour, day or night that I don't love you. You're at rather drop the mileage, cause I'm always thinking of you. I still remembering the days when I was scared to touch you. Now I spend my day dreaming, planning how to say I love you. You must have known I had feelings creeping up to me. That's when you opened up your heart and you told me to come in. Oh my love and kisses from you is never too much. Never too much. No, baby, baby, just don't wanna stop. Oh my love. Too much. Woke up today, looked at your picture just to get me started. I called you up, but you weren't there, and I was broken hearted. Hung up the phone, can't be too late. The box is so dramatic. Opened the door up, and to my surprise, there you were standing. Who needs to go to work to hustle for another dollar? I'd rather be with you, cause you make my heart scream and holler. Love is a gamble, and I'm so glad I'm winning. We've come a long way, and yet this is only the beginning. Oh my love. And kisses from you is never too much. Never too much. No, baby, baby.
Yeah, we did everybody. That's everybody.
Yes, sir. Faith is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I just got off work and I'm about to get my party on. How about you? Hey, yo, babe, let's go.
I've been working hard every day. This time's is hard and I got bills to pay.
Yes, sir.
Got so much responsibility. I deserve to dance the night away. Let it go and let the music take you. Cause we got the time all night. It's Friday. Are you feeling what the beat does to you? Just let it go, yeah. Send a message to the demons. I know that you ain't that naughty. It's you. Somebody get your back up, get your back up, 'cause I know that you so move your body, get your back up, it's Friday night, let the party begin. Leave your stress at the door, throw your worries on the dance floor. DJ won't play my favorite song. You play my favorite song, 'cause I know that you ain't nobody. Let's move this body, get your back up off the wall, 'cause I know that you ain't the party. Let's move this body, get your back up off the wall.
Hey, I'll be like, one time, two times, stop. Yeah, I came to party. I'm a Gmail, tell your females. I just popped up in a hot Ferrari. Look at mommy, she like my style. House the party, how I get down. Pick the booty, then I skip town. Flow ridiculous, don't get drowned. I'm a hot man now, hard to handle. Back in the carpet, in the Lambo. Jimmy shoe tattoo on the sandal. Racing the Vegas, just a gamble. Yeah, we famo, then we get it in. Stand in the mirror, acting like skin tone. When I spin, I blow the check, 'cause I came to party like the fresh shit.
from shining, everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. I like shot and it get better over time. Can't just say I'm not the baddest bitch you like. It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. It ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm the put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. 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 No, I'm not a snack at all. Look, baby, I'm the whole damn list. Baby, David, you ain't being slick. Don't dare try to cop a feel. The juice ain't worth the squeeze if the juice don't look like this. Shut up, please don't make me have to take your bitch. From shining, everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. I like shot and it get better over time. Can't just say I'm not the baddest bitch you like. Ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. Ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm the put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. 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 Somebody come get this man. I think he got lost in my DMs. What? My DMs. What? You better come get your man. I think he wanna be way more than friends. What? More than friends. What you want me to say? It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. It ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm gonna put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. 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 Blame it, oh, ooh, yeah. When I'm looking at you, I keep thinking, why can't she be like you? So I'm scheming, I can't go on like this. Believe that her love is true. Oh, standing on the dance floor while she drinking. You are all I want, girl. She's a chicken. We might be together, but love is missing. Girl, I want you. So what can we do? Let's go somewhere and get it on tonight. Get it on. I got a girl, but you look good tonight. You look so good, baby. One on one tonight. You, baby. Tonight. Girl, if it's alright. Alright. Let's go somewhere and get it on tonight. Get it on. Shouldn't have to be alone tonight. Yeah, yeah. It's one tonight. Yeah. Now she's looking at me, but keep talking. Oh, now she's trying to ice you. Let's start walking over on the dance floor. It's her fault, but what can she do? Tell me, baby, yeah. I'm ready. We can get it on. Know where I've been wrong. With you is where I belong. Belong. If I
Got 1 more minute left. Make it best. Make it best. I want to see the best move. That's a gratitude. Yeah. I hope y'all had a great conversation. Try to meet you in person.
As you're coming down, where's your heart go? No sounds so right, it's all in your heart. So high, it's all in your heart. On the fire.